What's up everyone, I'm your host Edward, and on this channel I talk about stocks and crypto news, so if that's something you're interested in, feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can see my videos every single week. And don't forget to hit that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, I hope everyone had a lovely weekend, and there's actually a lot of news that I really want to get into, especially crypto, so let's not waste any more time and let's just dive right in. So before I head into the juicy articles, I'm just going to go through an overview of the markets, and today the stock market is not looking well, especially tech stocks, because the Nasdaq is down about 2.6%, which is pretty bad, and the S&P is also down about 1.69%. If we look into our heat map here, we can see that a lot of tech stocks are down about 2 to 5%. So Facebook is down about 5% today because right now Facebook isn't even working at the moment. Google is at about 3%, Microsoft's at almost 3%, as well as Apple. But yeah, other than that, the only green space that I see is the oil and gas sector, as well as the energy sector, utilities as well, but I'm not very into utilities. And surprisingly, Tesla is up because of their delivery numbers, so they aren't going in the negatives at the moment. But if we head into the crypto market, it is pretty much flat at the moment at about $2.14 trillion market cap in terms of the crypto market. And if we look into Ethereum, it is down about 1.86%, but Bitcoin was down earlier today, but now it seems like it got pumped up, and right now they're trading at about $48,000. What surprises me about this is that the stock market is going down to the ground, but Bitcoin isn't following their lead today, which is very good. And looking at the Fibonacci levels, it seems like we will be testing this level at about 50k, which is very crucial, and if we do break above it, we could see a really huge reversal. But in the last couple of days, we did test 47k, and it seems like this is going to be a really great support area. So yeah, we'll see if Bitcoin can hold up to these prices. So the first article that I really want to talk about today is the Fed Chair Powell, because he says that he has no intention of banning crypto. So if you haven't watched the House Financial Services Committee's meeting on Thursday, someone pretty much asked Powell if he has any intentions to ban Bitcoin or any cryptocurrencies, and Jerome Powell said he doesn't. And this is actually really great for the United States because we can see that other countries like China have totally banned it, and I think this is the time when the US can swoop in and take as much market share in the crypto space that they can. But obviously there's still regulations going on, and I think that has to mature as well. I think regulations is good for Bitcoin because that just increases the use case of it, and more people will actually adopt it. I think a lot of people are hesitant on cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin because it is sketchy and there isn't really any rules set yet. But I feel like once those rules are set, a lot of players are going to come in. And I think this is the opportunity that the United States can position themselves really well in crypto. But it seems like the Fed Chairman Powell is on Bitcoin side for now. And remember, these people can flip the switch the next day. And Bitcoin is pretty much disrupting the Fed, so we can't really take his words fully and take it with a grain of salt. I believe it was late Thursday where Bitcoin's price actually climbed all the way up to 47k because Chairman Powell says he has no intentions of banning cryptocurrencies. And not only that, investors are eyeing inflation because even Chairman Powell the other day said he's frustrated with inflation, and there's a lot of supply shortages and supply chain issues causing this whole entire inflation fiasco. And not only that, October is called Shocktober because that's when Bitcoin usually rallies to the moon. And Plan B did say that we're not going to close below 63k by the end of this month, and as a matter of fact, right, he actually predicted August close as well as September's close. So we'll see if he can go 3 in a row. But yeah, from here on out, it's about a 25% jump to 63k, and that could be a really great flip if you really do believe in Plan B. But obviously do your own research and due diligence before doing anything. And when I do get my paychecks, right, majority of the money goes straight into Bitcoin regardless of the price, because like I said, no one can time the market, and I think everyone should just dollar cost average, because there has been a lot of studies where timing the markets never beats dollar cost averaging. Next up, El Salvador just started mining Bitcoin using the energy from volcanoes, and in the keynotes here we can see that El Salvador has mined about 0.0059 Bitcoin, or about $269, with power harnessed from a volcano in a first for the country. And the president of El Salvador indicated that his tweet Friday that the mining project was still in the work progress and that they are in the process of testing and installing new mining equipment. Over here we see the tweet from the president, and exactly this is how much he mined in total so far. But later down the road, I think it's going to make the country a lot richer, and I'm glad that they're using their volcanoes because it is clean energy and it doesn't pollute earth, which is really great. And yeah, I just want to touch base on this. I believe there's more than 1 million people using El Salvador's Bitcoin app, and they're transacting with Bitcoin on a daily basis right now, and so far there isn't any issues. Apparently there were some bugs at the beginning, but everything has been resolved, and right now no bad news so far, and I believe other countries are starting to look into it now after noticing El Salvador is still doing really well without any issues. Next up, key inflation gauge watched by the Federal Reserve hits another 30-year high. So this was published on Friday. It seems like the core inflation rose 3.6% in August from a year ago, the biggest jump in more than 30 years. Personal spending increased 0.8%, slightly higher than the estimate. And I just want to say this is a big key point because in just 1 month, inflation rose 3.6% when the annual inflation rate is already at 2 to 3%. So in one single month, the inflation rose already at 3.6%, which is really, really bad. And what's sad is that most of the people won't even realize that inflation is happening. They'll only notice it through buying goods and services like groceries, right? And I believe everyone's grocery bills have been climbing up lately. I do notice that myself. So that is very unfortunate, but that's what the money printer does. When there's too many money supply within the country, less and less people want it, so they increase the prices so they can get more of it. So I hope people understand that, and it's very key. Now the next article I want to talk about is a DeFi bug because they accidentally gave about $90 million to users, and right now the founder is begging them to return it. So about $90 million has been mistakenly gone out to users of Compound, a popular decentralized finance staking pool, and the founder is begging users to voluntarily return the tokens. They said that keep 10% as a white hat, otherwise it's being reported as income to the IRS and most of you are doxxed. Kind of like a threat here, but you do keep 10%, so you do get, let's say 50 million of that, you do keep 10% of that, which is a lot. But this just shows that the DeFi space is still very early in the stages and mistakes do happen. But unfortunately, I think there's a huge one, $90 million. Especially for a very small project like Compound. To lose that much money is a very big hit to them. And Compound actually did an upgrade, but it went totally wrong, which is why $90 million just went out of the roof. And because of that, right, I believe on Friday, Compound token initially plunged about 13% in a day on the news of the bug, but ever since it seems like it's back to normal. I believe last month we saw a huge DeFi hacker as well, but it was a white hat hacker. It was just showing vulnerabilities to it, and now we're seeing another DeFi issue, but it's not really a hack, it was more of an epically run upgrade. Just giving a warning to anyone that's very interested in DeFi, because right now it's still very early and these things do happen, so don't panic sell all of your DeFi tokens, because investing is a long-term game and just flipping it for its profit is not worth it. So keep that in mind. That wraps up for this video. If you enjoyed it, please smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm, and if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can see my videos every single week. That's pretty much it. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.